our information is with regards to the RBI data. The RBI data also simultaneously shows that under the UPA government between 2004 to 2014, just 2.9 crore additional jobs were created, and in comparison, under the Modi government between 2014 to 2024, 17.19 crore additional jobs have been created. So that's a direct comparison of 10 years of UPA vis-a-vis 10 years under the Modi government. In the last 1 year, which is 2023-24 itself, the Modi government has created around 4.6 crore jobs in the country. So that's as per the RBI data. Employment under UPA grew just by 6%, and this is from 2004 to 2014, compared to the Modi government grew by 36% between 2014 to 2024. I want to go across to Pallavi for both these bit of news breaks that we're putting out for our viewers. Pallavi, first to the RBI data before we talk about source-based information on the budget. Tell us a little bit about what this entails, because there's a direct comparison on a host of parameters, under UPA 2004 to 14 vis-a-vis 2014 to 2024.
That's right. In fact, the figures which have been put out by the Labour and Employment Ministry shows that there's a huge difference between the 10 years of UPA and a sharp spike as far as the 10 to more than 10 years of the NDA government. And the first big figure which is coming out, which we are putting up on our screens, is in comparison to the employment data. It has seen a spike of 4.6 crore jobs in the country, and that's a huge amount of number. And not only that, before I come back to you, interestingly, the employment under the Modi government has risen by 36%, whereas during the UPA it rose by just 6% between 2014 and to 2016. Before that, 2004 to 2014, I'm sorry. There's also been a decline in the agricultural sector by 16%. During the UPA times, it's grown by 19% as far as this government is concerned. Now, these are very encouraging figures, especially in the agricultural sector. The employment figures also increasing, which just goes on to show there has been employment generation despite the naysayers coming in from the opposition parties, and based on this is where the structures of the budget 2025 is going to be finalized.
Oh yes, absolutely, because these issues have been the biggest line of attack from the opposition, both agriculture not being done enough, employment, the need to do more for the current government. Pallavi, stay on with us, but also tell us about what you're picking up as per your sources with regards to additional SOPs, tax benefits for those opting for the new tax regime going forward.
See, the main mantra of Budget 2025 is to try and increase consumption and spending, because that is what keeps the economy growing and robust. When you have a very conservative tax regime, which is what is also called the old tax regime, people tend to save more but not spend that money. They also hence cut down on their consumption. Now, the new tax regime is something which was introduced by the finance minister, and in fact in the last budget also she had said the number of people who are opting for the new tax regime are slowly increasing, but the figures have still not reached where it needs to. Now, there have been rounds of meeting by investors, economists, with the Prime Minister's office and the Prime Minister himself. The one key thing which the Prime Minister pointed out is the need for fiscal discipline. The fiscal discipline essentially means that while the taxes need to come down in terms of middle class paying taxes, the bench of people paying taxes, which means in terms of transparency, or if your personal income increases, you come into a slab of paying taxes, that also increases. That becomes a very encouraging note. Now, when people opt for the new tax regime, what it essentially means that people are not going to be stingy. They are not going to go in and try buy, for example, SIPs or mutual funds, because it's not going to give them any more tax benefits. So what they're going to do is they're going to go in for more and more savings, which will lead to consumption. And that fits into the main aim and ambition of the government, Budget 2025. So what we are told is that when you and I are given an option of opting for either of the two tax regimes, those who opt for the new tax regimes will get additional tax benefits. That's the sweetener. That's the kind of sweet pill which the government really wants to offer, the budget wants to offer to those who are opting for this new tax regime.
Oh yes, and the next few days is all going to be about these exclusive inputs. Pallavi, many thanks for joining us with all those details. We're building up to Budget 2025. For now, Delhi Police